Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of Voucher Honors. Welcome again to room 15, where?
Learning never ends.
Except when I have jury duty, but it didn't end even in that case, because Mrs. Peavy came here yesterday and did what?
Continue learning.
Substituted.
And gave you some substitute. I hope that was a good class. Did that work out? How was Mrs. Peavy yesterday?
She was actually quite.
I've had good reports on her, so that was really good. And she didn't give me any bad reports about this class. Of course, I didn't read everything that she wrote
A
yet.
little arrogant, but like.
So anyway, that's we left here at number 8, and so basically I'm just going to show you kind of where I would start out on this. Is I'd multiply all the x's together here, and so if we multiply all these x's together, what are we going to have? How many of them are?
2 x's.
X cubed.
X to the 4th.
Actually, Wesley's about right, except negative x to the 4th.
What?
Wow.
Right, because you're going to have a negative sign times x to the 4th, so negative x to the 4th. So it'll be negative x to the 4th plus other stuff, right? And we don't know what that is, but what does that negative x to the 4th tell us about end behavior?
It's R.
It's going down.
No,
It's even.
it's even positive or even negative.
Even negative.
And what does even negative look like?
Even downwards. Down.
So the thing is going to start
slow, ends low.
Start low, end low. Okay. So I want you to do that. I'm going to call on somebody to do this, find the turning points, describe what they are. Guys, we've had a discussion about appropriateness, and that's not exactly right, okay?
It's not appropriate.
We're going to be really wise.
So for this one, we have Eli.
Oh, the bag.
So Eli will help us out with this one.
Whoa.
You won't help
Mr. G, is this a.
Like I knew.
Does that say squared on it?
No, it says.
What's wrong with the bag?
He's talking about bad, like, no, Mr. G, bad means like cool now. Like, it's a different slang, like, that car is bad, you know what I mean? That's what it means.
Yeah,
Like, she's bad.
I'm trying to gently direct this class in the direction of
Down. Like she bad.
Yeah,
like
he's talking
I showed you
about,
that baddie.
cool.
Go ahead, Eli.
Like, who's talking about, oh, Eli.
Like, he got bad.
Eli the bad. Eli the bad.
That's a bad kid right there.
I would say it starts low and ends low. That is a bad.
Up, down, left, or right.
I was in it's cubed. That's my bad. See, I put that.
Bad.
Hey, Jack.
Look at that.
Look at bad.
Well, see, the thought process-
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it looks like.
He didn't hear you.
I couldn't hear you guys screaming.
Because I call somebody stupid.
All right, so we figured it out. Okay, I want to tell you.
What do you say, just don't do it?
Okay, I want to tell you something about what happened with Eli. We had a little discussion about the problem. He had a graph on his calculator, and what happened, we looked at it, he said he was able to figure out that it wasn't right. Why, Eli, did you figure out it wasn't right?
Because we said it was a negative.
The reason why he graphed it, and he didn't see start low, end low, right?
Correct.
So what happened is, in the calculator, what he did, when he found what was wrong, he made this a square instead of a cube. So that changed things.
It changed it, yeah.
But I'm bringing it up as a good example of what to do. That you think about it and you know what you should expect, and so you put in a calculator, does it match your expectations? What you put, and it did not initially, so we change it and we're good. What's going on?
Piece of trash.
What is that?
That's not trash, I gave that to you, it was an art project. You want me to read it for you?
So Eli's about ready to do that, finish this.
Do that sweet tea, Mr. G?
That is
Noah?
zero sugar.
Get out.
In the hall.
Out, your mom's getting called.
You gonna call your grandma and Diane.
I'll go ahead and call it, don't worry.
What was this one?
Hey, Balin.
No.
Balin. What that thing was over the thing, so it's like.
Yeah.
Mr. Do you have a question for you?
Calibrate it.
Yes, sir.
How do you
What?
find like, you know, like an X thing?
Yeah, so what you do, look at it. Here you can find the zeros.
So X
X minus 1 equals 0, and X plus 2 equals 0.
Was that a question?
X plus 2 equals 0. And then you solve for X.
So one.
X equals 1. X equals -2.
There we go.
So now you can graph what it is. Begin to explain where it points. Okay?
So we have.
Is it calibrated good today, Eli?
Yep.
Yeah, I've had problems today earlier with calibration, but what happens, I think in the afternoon it gets a little better,
Yeah.
because what happens is we don't have as much,
Light pollution?
well, the light pollution is
Miss
still with
Kelso.
us,
Oh.
but we don't have a furnace coming
So,
on.
question,
When it makes it hot in here.
Like that, is that why it's so hot in here?
Yeah, that is part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have a radiation from this, when it's sunny, yeah, that's part of it.
Just.
Yeah, it is a little toasty.
That was not me.
Okay, so he says there's one turning point. Did everybody else get that?
Yes.
And he says that is a global maximum, right? So just go ahead and put maximum there. Okay? Is that all we need for that one?
Eli, I can't see.
Yeah.
I can't see you. I'll say hi.
Now I want to show you something on this. Thank you.
Oh, Dion, opening Google. Dion, when are we gonna play
That's my favorite player right there, Mr. G.
Okay. I want to explain something that happens here. This 0 here, -2, that has a multiplicity of 3. And so when you have a multiplicity of 3, the thing's not going to go just straight through the x-axis. It's going to go kind of sideways like this. You see that in your calculator?
Yes.
So just something to watch out for. That's all.
I think just write him down. He was in the way.
I appreciate the work here. Everybody agree with that?
It says one turning point, right?
One turning point. And the graph goes momentarily horizontal right here at x equals negative.
Because of the turning point? Or because of the global maximum?
No, because of this to the third power, that's why. All right, let's go on to number 9.
Black and white. You ain't changed overnight.
I don't get where we're getting any of these numbers from.
Okay, listen and pay attention.
I literally do.
Don't go to the hallway.
I didn't go to the hallway.
Okay, so now we have sketched the graph of the polynomial function. And for this one here, you're going to find this. Let me see how many we have of this. I'm trying to see, we have 3 of them? Okay. What I will do is I'm going to show you how to do this, how to sketch. And basically, what you're trying to do on this is you're trying to sketch it without a calculator, but you can use your calculator to check, right? And so sketch the graph of the polynomial function. So I go just like the other ones, and I come up here, and we're going to have x to the what power?
To the second? To the second.
X
Third.
So x cubed, and it's going to be plus something we don't know yet. So what does this tell us about where the thing starts and where it finishes?
Oh, easy.
That's what's it's going to be this.
Oh,
Or this.
Even.
It's going to be this.
oh,
Or this.
Yes.
Or this.
No.
Even.
No.
First one.
Yes.
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 First one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said yes to.
Oh, whoa.
We have start here and end here, right? So we know that's our end behavior already. And so now we find our zeros, so we set each of these factors equal to 0. So we say 0 equals x squared, then we have times x minus 2. What zeros are going to we have here? The zeros are going to be x equals
2.
x equals 2 is 1 0, and x equals
X.
no,
1. Negative 2.
x squared equals 0, so x equals
0.
0. So these are the two zeros right here, x equals 0, x equals 2. And so we go mark these on the x-axis, so x equals 0, x equals 2. And so we know we're going to have to go start here and do something to get up to here, right?
Yeah. So it's got to like loop, then loop, like this.
Now, at 0, we have x squared. So this, we say this one has a multiplicity of 2. Okay, that's a multiplicity of 2. So when you have a multiplicity of 2, or an even number multiplicity, is the thing going to cross the x-axis there?
No.
No, it's not. It's going to bounce off the x-axis at x equals 0. So what we have is, we're going to come here, right here, and just bounce. And we come down like this.
And then you
Now,
go up.
and so is it going to go straight through it too?
Yes.
Yes, it is. And it has to be because we have to end there. So this is how you would sketch. That's kind of the process of sketching it.
Why did it say multiple?
What it is, I'll explain that. That's a good question, Wesley.
I don't have my pen yet. School, shut down.
Okay, what that means is is a abbreviation for multiplicity.
Oh.
And what happens is, since this is x squared, we say that this 0 has a multiplicity of 2 because it happened. It's like a double 0. Happens twice. And so what happens is, that's algebraically the thing that makes it bounce off that x-axis and go back down before it comes right through.
How do you know it's not like a multiplicity of 3? Now, how do you
Well,
figure
one
out-
reason I know is because I don't have third power up here. If you go back to Eli's problem 8, that was a multiplicity of 3 at negative 2. So it went like, yeah, it went through the x-axis, but went up and just kind of turned sideways momentarily and then went up,
Got it.
right? So what happens is you get experience with algebra, you get experience with more of these things. And did you graph in the calculator to see it was actually this way?
I actually did not.
And Bailey wanted it that way?
Yes.
You didn't know what was this way?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, good. Is that gonna be helpful? Can I call somebody to do number 10?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm gonna call somebody again. For this, before we do this, we're gonna have, when we multiply all this together, we're gonna get negative x cubed, right?
Yes.
Negative x cubed. So
Yeah,
let's
you
go
should
ahead and
have
look
it.
at that. I'm gonna call on somebody here.
Go up, go on the horn.
Mr. G, these things are on my desk when I sat down. I'm not sure what they are.
Okay, I'll find out. Let's see if it was, okay, well,
Okay.
Wait, who just went? Maverick forgot the pad.
okay, well.
Punishment.
Okay, this next one we have Hensley.
Ooh. Jake, what's your last name?
Inappropriate.
So
Shorty got the
each
pad.
individually just mark on the x-axis, they go like this. What did you find in the?
Or me and Nora switched desks, but
That was definitely mine.
I'm thinking there's no it. Send them
it
back
might
out.
be Noah's.
Send them out.
Where are they?
chopping away.
Oh my God. What is she cutting? What order?
I wonder where they came from.
Somebody's screaming, man. It's like,
Just random.
So she has the zeros of x equals -1, x equals 2, and x equals 3. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes. Yes.
sure.
And it's gonna start on the top left and end on the bottom right.
Okay.
That's supposed to go in the cup, but it didn't.
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you something here. Hang on a second.
Dude.
Let me show you something.
He said something earlier. Right. What is that earlier that made me laugh?
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
Well, I did it, but I.
Oh, yeah, so what happens is you can't see this exactly, right? I'm gonna go ahead and change this. So you got your, one thing that helps, I find that helps
Of course.
is to go ahead and mark these. So you got x equals -1,
Yeah.
1, right?
Nope.
X equals 2, x equals 3. And then when you do that, you can draw like this, right? And it just barely comes up above the x-axis, right?
Yeah, just barely though.
And then it comes
Right
down.
straight down. It doesn't bounce, it goes barely above.
Yeah, and so it's almost invisible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it comes very flat, but you have two distinct zeros. How do you know you have two distinct zeros there?
Spidey senses.
Because of this, right?
Exactly.
The algebra told us that, right? Okay, thank you, good work. This is not that hard, is it?
No.
What was the multiplicity on that one?
Okay, good question, that's a good question.
By his.
What happens is, all of these are to 1 power, so each of these zeros has a multiplicity of 1.
What multiplicity of one?
Each one has a multiplicity of 1. If you add all the multiplicities of every zero
I
together,
got you, Mr. G.
you're gonna get maximum of that,
I got you.
okay?
I don't.
So here we have 11.
Wait, Mr. G, what was the multiplicity? 1.
Multiplicity of Canaan?
That's the same question he asked, that's why I pointed at him.
Listen, what do you laugh at? Everything.
My name.
Okay, number 11,
Hey, where's the big one at?
okay, number 11, we have Ambra.
Who is Amber?
Amberly!
You're
Ollie.
I love how
I feel like the wheel cuts off.
It's not her.
That's why he's-
Yeah, I did, I got too tired of writing the whole name, so I
Oh,
just,
there's one right
in fact, I gotta go ahead and just make it AMB.
Big one.
Oh yeah, we had a great time trying to vet one day.
Oh, I hate
I
that.
blocked him a long time ago.
Or you can just call her Lee.
He is the president of FFA.
You literally did.
You can just call her Lee, like the last part of her
Oh,
name.
maybe
Just
so.
call her Lee.
I can have that.
I hate that. That's my number one.
Yeah.
I have an aunt whose name is Lee.
Oh,
You have an
yeah.
aunt whose name is Lee?
Aunt Lee, Aunt Lee.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't know.
I thought you were about to say you had an op, Mr. G.
He was like staring.
The officer after you.
Holy stick.
Did you give me a point?
Yes.
Really? 50. Yeah, that's Leo.
This is gonna be, end up being, if you multiply all the x together, it's gonna be x to the,
Third.
Fourth. Wait, hold up.
Second. 'Cause that's
Fourth.
two right
So
there.
it's four.
Fourth.
It's x to the third.
Four.
Plus 4.
Quarto.
Wesley.
5.
Quarto.
4.
5.
Porto's fourth stuff.
4.
and then it's gonna be.
Quarto.
Right.
Yeah. Plus dot 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 dot.
Now you can multiply it all out together.
Yep. Bounce. So the calculator is really handy with this. It really helps.
But when you do stuff like this, and you try to sketch it out, and then you see with the calculator, what you're trying to do is you're trying to reinforce an intuition about these kinds of things.
Yeah.
Right, get an idea of what's gonna happen, actually do it, what happens.
That's a good dragon.
Thank you.
It doesn't have any eyes.
Yeah, I don't know how to do the eyes.
Can you come here?
I
I have
wish
a
I
question.
did.
Just draw a dot.
I don't right.
Missy, can you come here? I have a question.
Just some.
Now he doesn't look scary anymore.
No, you gotta put
When's
like
the next one we're
the,
gonna see?
oh, the shape. You know, like that.
Never?
Yeah, and they have them on the side. They don't have them like in the front, so you can just like,
Go ask him for something.
Like right here?
Maybe.
like right by the dot.
Right here?
Rip
Like
Leo.
another dot?
Be on that perk and go.
Just like a little oval. Like, you wonder.
G-Dog, he took that perk 1,000 yesterday.
I don't know.
That's fine. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
That'd be happy for him.
Bow,
I don't know what to do.
bow, bow, bow.
Oh, I need the fire thing. Oh, yeah.
Once it's breached.
G-Dog, what is, I
Oh,
ain't
wait,
getting,
Dustin makes
you better give that to
What
me.
kind of dog is that? Wesley.
Oh, wait, you
Wesley.
really not saying no.
It
What kind of dog is it? Brown?
I don't know.
Caden's passing notes.
Bradshaw.
Search
Give me
the
my
notes.
art project back.
Search the notes.
Mr. G, I was given this by Wesley.
No, I'm not giving him that. I didn't give him nothing, G-Dog. I don't even got paper or scissors on my
I can
desk.
promise, I haven't
Look,
even
you
looked
can
at it.
search me. I don't got nothing on me.
I have no clue what it is, Mr. G. He gave it to me, so.
What is it?
Nope.
It literally was not me.
I really don't know what it is, Mr. G. Wesley gave it to me.
I swear on Fortnite, G-Dog.
Let me draw it for you.
Please. I swear.
I don't even take art.
Oh, okay.
It should, yeah, it should hit double, and it should come right through here. Yeah,
don't know.
I'll mark the zeros.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna draw it for you.
That's like,
Mr. G, I swear to you, I didn't have it. I got it from Wesley.
On Clom, the Fortnite dinosaur. It was not me.
Mr. G, I gave it immediately to you because I did not want to have it.
G-Dog, I gave it to Kaylee.
G-Dog, look at my look at, what's it called? A dragon. Look at my dragon.
Okay, nice.
His name is Leo.
Yeah.
G-Dog, you knew me. I've been feeding Clom all the Clom berries. I like Clom.
On the.
Okay,
This is Leo. Leo turned into a dragon.
so you're, thank you. So what are the zeros located here?
I'm still Arena 9.
You should get, the zero should be x,
Yeah, 6.
x is equal to 0,
don't play arena.
y x is equal to 0.
My phone is.
Is that right? Then you have x plus 2 equals 0. So what is x equal to?
-2.
And finally you have x minus 1 equals 0, right?
Okay, Dylan.
Stop hitting me. Abusive.
So these are your three zeros.
No.
So, the other ones are wrong?
Yeah, so these ones here, I don't see the right ones marked here.
Jesus, Maverick.
Finally.
What were you doing?
He was taking a poop in there.
Wes, Kate,
That wasn't me.
it was both of you.
I said, what were you doing? That's it.
I'm sorry, Mr. G. I
Wes?
wasn't controlling myself.
Wes, not needed.
Oh, I
Kate.
think you were my mom.
Not needed.
I'm sorry, Mr. G. My apologies. Won't
Okay,
happen again.
okay, Amberly, you see why your zeros are this? Okay, so anyway, so basically, it's marking the zeros here. So let's mark the zeros here. 0, at -2, and at 1.
That's Mr. G.
What is the multiplicity of these zeros?
Looks like 2.
This one right here is multiplicity 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And these other ones are 1. So does the thing start high, end high?
It starts high, ends low.
It starts high.
Ends high, actually.
So it's actually
Yeah.
And
odd and even.
So now we
It's
come
even.
like this, and this is a multiplicity of 2. So is it going to go through or just bounce at -2?
Bounce.
Bounce.
Right?
Bow, bow, bow.
It goes like this. Does it cross at 0?
No. Yes.
Yes. Slightly.
Does it cross at 1?
Yes.
And goes up like this?
It makes that W.
Kind of a double.
It stands for Wesley.
Right? That's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
Let me see what we have here.
Bow,
Okay, we're gonna do these tomorrow.
Oh, it's in it now.
Okay?
It's already 1:45. Dang, you know it's class 5.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate everybody who came up here.
How was everybody over there?